It's incredibly tough when a hobby you care about brings more frustration than joy, especially when it impacts your mental well-being. It sounds like you're in a difficult place, and it's important to acknowledge that. This isn't just about pigeons, it's about your overall well-being. Let's break this down and create a path forward, addressing both your pigeon-related struggles and your mental health. Part 1. Addressing your mental health. First and foremost, your mental health is paramount. No amount of pigeon racing success can compensate for feeling worried, depressed, guilty, and worthless. These are serious feelings, and it's crucial to address them directly. Acknowledge and validate your feelings. The first step is simply acknowledging that you're not feeling okay. Don't try to brush it aside or tell yourself to snap out of it. Your feelings are valid. The disappointment and frustration of struggling with your pigeons, coupled with the perceived lack of support, can absolutely lead to these emotions. Recognize that feeling depressed, worried, guilty, and worthless are symptoms. They are signs that something needs attention, not character flaws. Seek professional help. This is the most crucial step. A therapist or counselor can provide you with a safe and supportive space to explore your feelings, identify the root causes, and develop coping strategies. Finding a therapist. You can start by asking your primary care physician for a referral. You can also search online directories like Psychology Today or Good Therapy. If cost is a barrier, look for community mental health centers or therapists who offer sliding scale fees. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT is a type of therapy that can be particularly helpful for addressing negative thought patterns and behaviors. It can help you identify and challenge the thoughts that contribute to your feelings of worthlessness and guilt. Medication. In some cases, medication may be necessary to help manage symptoms of depression or anxiety. This is a decision that should be made in consultation with a psychiatrist or qualified medical professional. It's not a sign of weakness. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to acknowledge you're struggling and to take steps to improve your mental health. Build a support system. Talk to someone you trust. Reach out to a friend, family member, or trusted confidant. Simply sharing your feelings can make a huge difference. Don't feel like you have to carry the burden alone. Join a support group. Consider joining a support group for people struggling with depression, anxiety, or other mental health challenges. Sharing your experiences with others who understand can be incredibly validating and empowering. Online communities. There are many online communities dedicated to mental health support. These can provide a sense of connection and understanding. However, be sure to choose reputable and moderated communities. Limit contact with toxic people. If there are people in your life who are consistently negative or critical, try to limit your interactions with them. Surround yourself with people who are supportive and encouraging. Practice self-care. Prioritize sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Sleep deprivation can worsen mental health symptoms. Eat a healthy diet. Nourish your body with nutritious foods. Avoid processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive caffeine. Exercise regularly. Physical activity is a powerful mood booster. Even a short walk each day can make a difference. Engage in activities you enjoy. Make time for hobbies and activities that bring you pleasure. This could be anything from reading to listening to music to spending time in nature. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness techniques, such as meditation or deep breathing exercises, can help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Set realistic goals. Avoid setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. Break down larger goals into smaller, more manageable steps. Learn to say no. Don't overcommit yourself. It's okay to say no to requests that will add to your stress. Challenge negative thoughts. Identify negative thought patterns. Pay attention to the types of thoughts that are contributing to your negative feelings. Are you engaging in self-criticism, catastrophizing, or all-or-nothing thinking? Challenge the evidence. Once you've identified a negative thought, ask yourself if there's evidence to support it. Is it based on facts or assumptions? Reframe your thoughts. Try to reframe negative thoughts in a more positive or realistic way. For example, instead of thinking I'm a failure, you could think I'm learning and growing, and I'm doing my best. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend who is struggling. Part 2. Addressing your pigeon racing struggles. Now, let's turn our attention to your pigeon racing challenges. It's important to approach this systematically and realistically. The goal isn't necessarily to become a champion overnight, but to improve your results, gain more knowledge, and, most importantly, find more enjoyment in the hobby. Honest self-assessment. Identify weaknesses. Be honest with yourself about where you're struggling. Is it the breeding, training, feeding, health management, or a combination of factors? Keep detailed records. Start keeping detailed records of everything related to your pigeons. This includes breeding pairs, health treatments, training schedules, feeding regimens, and race results. This data will be invaluable for identifying patterns and making informed decisions. Video your loft. It is difficult to see what others do when they are in the loft. Filming a 5 to 10 minute walk around will help people to help you. Seek mentorship and guidance. Local pigeon clubs. Join a local pigeon club. This is the best way to connect with experienced fanciers who can offer advice and support. Don't be afraid to ask questions, even if they seem basic. Experienced fanciers. Seek out experienced fanciers in your area who are known for their success. Ask if they would be willing to mentor you or offer advice. Most fanciers are happy to share their knowledge with newcomers. Online forums and communities. There are many online forums and communities dedicated to pigeon racing. These can be a valuable source of information and support. Read books and articles. There are countless books and articles on pigeon racing. Read as much as you can to expand your knowledge. Focus on the fundamentals. Loft management. Cleanliness. A clean loft is essential for preventing disease. Clean your loft regularly, removing droppings and other debris. Ventilation. Proper ventilation is crucial for maintaining a healthy environment. Ensure that your loft has adequate ventilation to prevent the buildup of moisture and ammonia. Space. Overcrowding can lead to stress and disease. Ensure that your pigeons have enough space. A good rule of thumb is to allow at least 4 cubic feet of space per bird. Sunlight. Sunlight is beneficial for pigeon health. Ensure that your loft receives adequate sunlight. Security. Protect your loft from predators such as hawks, cats, and rodents. Feeding. Balanced diet. Provide your pigeons with a balanced diet that meets their nutritional needs. Consult with an experienced fancier or veterinarian to determine the best diet for your birds. Quality feed. Use high-quality feed from a reputable supplier. Avoid using old or moldy feed. Grit and minerals. Provide your pigeons with access to grit and minerals. These are essential for digestion and overall health. Fresh water. Provide your pigeons with fresh, clean water at all times. Change the water daily. Health management. Preventative care. Implement a preventative health care program to minimize the risk of disease. This may include vaccinations, deworming, and regular health checks. Quarantine. Quarantine new birds before introducing them to your existing flock. Early detection. Learn to recognize the signs of illness in pigeons. Early detection is crucial for successful treatment. Veterinary care. Consult with a veterinarian who specializes in avian medicine if you suspect that your pigeons are sick. Breeding. Select for quality. Breed only from healthy, strong, and proven pigeons. Record keeping. Keep detailed records of your breeding pairs and their offspring. Culling. Be willing to cull pigeons that are not performing well or that have health problems. This is a difficult but necessary part of breeding. Outcrossing/inbreeding. Research the effects of both to help strengthen a line of birds or to bring in qualities from other lines. Training. Gradual progression. Start with short training flights and gradually increase the distance. Consistency. Train your pigeons consistently, even when the weather is not ideal. Motivation. Use motivation techniques to encourage your pigeons to fly home quickly. This may include using food or a mate as a reward. Basket training. Ensure your birds are happy to be in a basket. You can do this by placing a basket in the loft with food and water available inside it. Focus on improvement, not just winning. Set realistic goals. Instead of focusing solely on winning races, set smaller, more achievable goals. For example, you could aim to improve your average speed or to have a higher percentage of your birds return home. Track your progress. Monitor your progress and celebrate your successes, no matter how small. This will help you stay motivated. Learn from your mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes them. The key is to learn from your mistakes and use them to improve. Enjoy the process. Remember that pigeon racing is a hobby. It should be enjoyable. If you're not having fun, take a step back and reevaluate your approach. Celebrate small victories. Even if you're not winning races, celebrate the small victories along the way. Did you breed a particularly healthy bird? Did you improve your loft management practices? Acknowledge and appreciate these accomplishments. Consider a fresh start. New bloodlines. If you've been struggling with the same bloodlines for a long time, consider introducing new bloodlines into your flock. This can help to improve the overall health and performance of your birds. New loft. If your loft is old or in poor condition, consider building a new loft. A new loft can provide a healthier and more comfortable environment for your pigeons. New approach. Sometimes, a fresh start is all you need to reignite your passion for pigeon racing. Try experimenting with new training methods, feeding regimens, or breeding strategies. Specific advice tailored to your situation. Sick and weak pigeons. This is a major red flag. It suggests a fundamental problem with your loft management, feeding, or health program. Parasites. Are you regularly treating for internal and external parasites, worms, coccidiosis, mites, lice? A heavy parasite load will weaken your birds and make them susceptible to other diseases. Disease. Are you vaccinating against common pigeon diseases like paramyxovirus, PMV, and pigeonpox? Are you familiar with the signs of other common diseases like canker, trichomoniasis, and respiratory infections? Nutritional deficiencies. Are you providing a balanced diet with adequate protein, vitamins, and minerals? A poor diet will weaken your bird's immune systems. Loft conditions. Is your loft damp, drafty, or overcrowded? Poor loft conditions can create a breeding ground for disease. Consider a fecal exam. Take dropping samples to a vet. It is a simple process and they will be able to identify any internal parasites and what medication to treat them with. Rubbish racing results. Racing results are a reflection of the overall health and conditioning of your birds. Training. Are you providing adequate training flights before the racing season? Are you gradually increasing the distance of your training flights? Motivation. Are you using motivation techniques to encourage your birds to fly home quickly? Bird quality. Are you breeding from proven racers or from birds with a strong racing pedigree? Not all pigeons are created equal. No help. This is a common feeling, but it doesn't have to be true. Be proactive. Don't wait for help to come to you. Seek it out. Join a local pigeon club, attend pigeon racing events, and ask questions. Online communities. There are many online forums and communities dedicated to pigeon racing. These can be a valuable source of information and support. Don't be afraid to ask for advice. Most experienced fanciers are happy to share their knowledge with newcomers. Be wary of information from other fanciers. Not everyone is being honest. Some will give poor advice to deter the competition. Try and find a few experienced fanciers who are willing to help and ask similar questions and compare the answers. The truth is always between the lies. Practical steps to take this week. Schedule an appointment with a therapist or counselor. This is the most important step. Reach out to a friend or family member and tell them how you're feeling. Clean your loft thoroughly. Examine your pigeons for signs of illness or parasites. Research proper pigeon feeding and create a balanced diet plan. Join a local pigeon club or online forum. Identify one experienced fancier in your area and ask if they would be willing to offer advice. Set one small, achievable goal for your pigeon racing, such as improving your loft management practices. Make time for an activity you enjoy, such as reading, listening to music, or spending time in nature. Long-term strategies. Continuous learning. Never stop learning about pigeon racing. Read books, attend seminars, and talk to experienced fanciers. Patience and perseverance. Pigeon racing is a challenging hobby that requires patience and perseverance. Don't get discouraged by setbacks. Enjoy the journey. Remember that the goal is to enjoy the journey, not just to win races. Appreciate the beauty of your pigeons, the camaraderie of your fellow fanciers, and the satisfaction of a well-managed loft. Important considerations. Financial constraints. Be realistic about your budget. Pigeon racing can be an expensive hobby. Don't spend more than you can afford. Time commitment. Pigeon racing requires a significant time commitment. Be sure that you have enough time to devote to your birds before getting started. Animal welfare. Always prioritize the welfare of your pigeons. Provide them with a clean, safe, and healthy environment. Re-evaluating your relationship with the hobby. It's also crucial to consider whether pigeon racing is truly serving you at this point in your life. If it's consistently causing you stress and negatively impacting your mental health, it might be time to take a break or re-evaluate your involvement. There's no shame in stepping back if it's what's best for your well-being. Take a break. Consider taking a break from pigeon racing to focus on your mental health and other interests. Reduce your flock size. If you're feeling overwhelmed, consider reducing the size of your flock. This can make it easier to manage your birds and reduce the financial burden. Change your goals. Instead of focusing on winning races, focus on other aspects of the hobby, such as breeding or simply enjoying the company of your pigeons. Find a different hobby. If pigeon racing is no longer bringing you joy, consider finding a different hobby that you find more fulfilling. In conclusion, improving your pigeon racing results and overcoming your mental health challenges requires a multifaceted approach. It's about addressing your emotional well-being, seeking support, learning the fundamentals of pigeon management, and setting realistic goals. Remember to be patient with yourself, celebrate your successes, and never stop learning. Most importantly, prioritize your mental health and don't be afraid to seek professional help. You are not alone, and with the right support and strategies, you can overcome these challenges and find more joy in your life. Good luck, and remember that your worth is not defined by your pigeon racing results. It's incredibly tough when a hobby you care about brings more frustration than joy, especially when it impacts your mental well-being. It sounds like you're in a difficult place, and it's important to acknowledge that. This isn't just about pigeons, it's about your overall well-being. Let's break this down and create a path forward, addressing both your pigeon-related struggles and your mental health. Okay, I understand you're going through a really tough time with your pigeons and your mental health. It sounds incredibly frustrating and disheartening to put in the effort and not see the results you hope for. It's completely understandable that you're feeling worried, depressed, guilty, and worthless. Let's break this down and work through some actionable steps to improve both your pigeon racing and your mental well-being. This will be a comprehensive guide, aiming for long-term solutions. Part 1. Addressing your mental health. First and foremost, your mental health is paramount. You can't effectively care for your pigeons or anything else when you're struggling. Let's address the negative feelings you're experiencing. 1. Acknowledge and validate your feelings. It's okay to feel this way. The first step is to acknowledge that your feelings are valid. It's normal to feel disappointed, frustrated, and even depressed when you invest time, effort, and passion into something that isn't going well. Don't beat yourself up for feeling negative emotions. They are a natural response to your circumstances. Name your emotions. Specifically identify what you're feeling. Worry, depression, guilt, worthlessness. Writing them down can help you to separate yourself from them and see them as distinct entities rather than overwhelming forces. 2. Seek professional help. This is crucial. I cannot stress this enough. While I can offer advice and support, I am not a substitute for a qualified mental health professional. A therapist or counselor can provide you with the tools and strategies you need to manage your depression, anxiety, and other mental health challenges. Finding help. Talk to your doctor. Your primary care physician can be a good starting point. They can assess your overall health and refer you to a mental health specialist. Look for therapists/counselors. Search online directories like Psychology Today, Good Therapy, or your local mental health association to find therapists in your area. Read their profiles and look for someone who specializes in areas like depression, anxiety, stress management, or even sports psychology, which can be helpful in dealing with performance-related stress. Consider online therapy. Online therapy platforms like Talkspace, BetterHelp, or Amwell offer convenient and affordable access to licensed therapists. Check your insurance. Contact your insurance provider to see what mental health services are covered. Don't be afraid to try different therapists. It's important to find a therapist you feel comfortable with and trust. If you don't click with the first one you see, don't hesitate to try someone else. Medication. In some cases, medication may be necessary to manage depression or anxiety. A psychiatrist can evaluate your situation and determine if medication is appropriate. Never start or stop taking medication without consulting a doctor. Be open and honest. When you talk to a therapist, be open and honest about your feelings, your experiences, and your concerns. They are there to help you, and they can only do so effectively if you are willing to be vulnerable. 3. Practice self-care. Prioritize your well-being. Self-care is not selfish, it's essential. When you take care of yourself, you are better equipped to handle stress, cope with challenges, and care for others, including your pigeons. Specific self-care activities. Healthy diet. Eat nutritious foods that nourish your body and mind. Avoid processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive amounts of caffeine and alcohol, which can worsen your mood. Regular exercise. Exercise is a powerful mood booster. Even a short walk or bike ride can make a difference. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week. Sufficient sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Establish a regular sleep schedule and create a relaxing bedtime routine. Mindfulness and meditation. Practice mindfulness techniques, such as meditation or deep breathing exercises, to calm your mind and reduce stress. There are many free apps and online resources that can guide you. Spending time in nature. Spending time outdoors can have a profound impact on your mood and well-being. Go for a walk in the park, sit by a lake, or simply spend some time in your garden. Engage in hobbies you enjoy. Make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation, whether it's reading, listening to music, painting, gardening, or spending time with loved ones. Connect with others. Social connection is vital for mental health. Spend time with friends and family, join a club or organization, or volunteer your time. Set boundaries. Learn to say no to commitments that you don't have the time or energy for. Protect your time and energy by setting healthy boundaries with others. 4. Challenge negative thoughts. Identify negative thought patterns. Depression and anxiety often involve negative thought patterns that can distort your perception of reality. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your head, especially when you're feeling down. Common negative thought patterns. All or nothing thinking, seeing things in black and white, with no shades of gray. For example, if my pigeons don't win, then I'm a complete failure. Overgeneralization. drawing broad conclusions based on a single event. For example, my pigeons had a bad race, so I'll never be a successful racer. Mental filter, focusing only on the negative aspects of a situation and ignoring the positive ones. For example, my pigeons came in last, even though most of them made it home. Disqualifying the positive, dismissing positive experiences as insignificant. For example, my pigeon won a small race, but it was just luck. Jumping to conclusions, making negative assumptions without evidence. For example, my neighbors think I'm a terrible pigeon racer. Magnification/minimization, exaggerating the importance of negative events and minimizing the importance of positive ones. Emotional reasoning, believing that your feelings reflect reality. For example, I feel like a failure, therefore I am a failure. Should statements, holding yourself to unrealistic standards. For example, I should be able to breed champion pigeons. Labeling, assigning negative labels to yourself or others. For example, I'm a loser. Personalization, blaming yourself for events that are beyond your control. For example, it rained on race day, and it's all my fault. Challenge negative thoughts. Once you've identified your negative thought patterns, challenge them. Ask yourself, is there any evidence to support this thought? Is there another way to look at the situation? What would I tell a friend who is having this thought? Is this thought helpful or harmful? Am I making any assumptions? Am I exaggerating or minimizing anything? Replace negative thoughts with positive or realistic ones. Instead of I'm a complete failure, try I'm still learning, and I can improve. Instead of I'll never be a successful racer, try I'm going to focus on improving my breeding and training techniques. 5. Set realistic goals. Avoid overwhelm. Setting unrealistic goals can lead to disappointment and frustration. Break down your goals into smaller, more manageable steps. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Don't get discouraged by setbacks. Everyone makes mistakes, and it's important to learn from them and keep moving forward. Example, instead of I want to win every race, try I want to improve my pigeon's homing time by 5% this season. 6. Practice gratitude. Focus on the positive. Even when things are tough, there are always things to be grateful for. Take time each day to reflect on the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small they may seem. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. This can help you to shift your focus from the negative to the positive. Express gratitude to others. Tell people you appreciate them. Expressing gratitude can boost your own mood as well as the mood of others. 7. Connect with a support system. Don't isolate yourself. Isolation can worsen depression and anxiety. Make an effort to connect with friends, family, or support groups. Share your feelings. Talk to someone you trust about what you're going through. It can be a relief to share your burdens with someone who cares. Join a pigeon racing club or online forum. Connecting with other pigeon racers can provide you with support, advice, and a sense of community. You can learn from their experiences and share your own challenges. 8. Remember that recovery takes time. Be patient with yourself. It takes time and effort to overcome mental health challenges. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Keep practicing the strategies you're learning, and be patient with yourself. Celebrate small victories. Acknowledge and celebrate every step you take towards recovery, no matter how small. This will help you to stay motivated and focused on your goals. Don't give up. There will be times when you feel like giving up. Remember why you started and keep pushing forward. You are stronger than you think. Part 2. Improving your pigeon racing. Now, let's turn our attention to your pigeon racing. Remember that improving takes time, research, and a willingness to learn. Try to approach this with a sense of curiosity and experimentation rather than pressure and expectation. 1. Breeding. Focus on quality, not quantity. Don't breed from every bird. Be ruthlessly selective. Pedigree analysis. Thoroughly research the pedigrees of your birds. Look for birds with proven racing records in their ancestry, especially in the distances you're racing. Focus on birds that have demonstrated consistent success, not just a single win. Outcrossing versus inbreeding. Understand the principles of outcrossing and inbreeding. Inbreeding can concentrate desirable traits, but it can also expose weaknesses. Outcrossing can introduce new strengths and improve vigor, but it can also dilute desirable traits. A balanced approach is often best. Avoid excessive inbreeding unless you have a very specific reason and understand the risks. Evaluate physical conformation. Learn to assess the physical characteristics of your pigeons. Look for birds with a strong, balanced build, good feather quality, well-ventilated nostrils, bright eyes, and healthy legs and feet. A good racer should have a streamlined body, strong wings, and a keel that is not too deep or too shallow. The feathers should be tight and close to the body. Handle your birds. Spend time handling your birds. Get to know their individual temperaments and physical characteristics. A healthy, well-conformed bird will generally feel good in the hand. Culling. Be prepared to cull birds that do not meet your standards. This is a difficult but necessary part of breeding. Don't keep birds that are consistently sick, weak, or unable to compete. Record keeping. Keep detailed records of your breeding program. Track the performance of your birds and their offspring. This will help you to identify which bloodlines are producing the best results. Mentorship. Seek advice from experienced breeders. Join a pigeon racing club and learn from other members. Attend seminars and workshops on pigeon breeding. Importing birds. Consider importing birds from successful bloodlines. This can be an expensive option, but it can also be a way to introduce new genetics into your loft. Do your research carefully before importing birds. 2. Loft management. Hygiene is key. A clean loft is essential for preventing disease. Clean your loft daily, removing droppings, feathers, and other debris. Disinfect your loft regularly with a suitable disinfectant. Ventilation. Good ventilation is crucial for maintaining a healthy environment. Ensure that your loft has adequate ventilation to remove moisture and ammonia. However, avoid drafts, which can make your birds sick. Space. Provide your pigeons with enough space. Overcrowding can lead to stress and disease. Sunlight. Ensure that your loft receives plenty of sunlight. Sunlight helps to kill bacteria and promotes vitamin D production. Perches. Provide each bird with its own perch. This will help to prevent overcrowding and fighting. Water. Provide your pigeons with fresh, clean water at all times. Change the water regularly to prevent the growth of bacteria. Grit. Provide your pigeons with grit. Grit helps them to digest their food. Nesting boxes. If you are breeding pigeons, provide them with clean, comfortable nesting boxes. Pest control. Implement a pest control program to prevent infestations of mites, lice, and other parasites. 3. Feeding. High-quality feed. Feed your pigeons a high-quality racing mix that is specifically formulated for racing pigeons. Don't skimp on the feed. Variety. Provide your pigeons with a variety of grains and seeds. Supplements. Consider using supplements to provide your pigeons with additional vitamins and minerals. Consult with a veterinarian or experienced pigeon racer about appropriate supplements. Feeding schedule. Establish a regular feeding schedule. Clean feeders. Keep your feeders clean to prevent the spread of disease. Observe your birds. Pay attention to your birds' feeding habits. If they are not eating properly, it could be a sign of illness. Adjust feed based on season/activity. During the breeding season or periods of heavy training, you may need to increase the amount of protein and fat in their diet. 4. Health management. Preventative care. Implement a preventative health program to protect your pigeons from disease. Vaccinations. Vaccinate your pigeons against common diseases, such as pigeon pox and paramyxovirus. Regular checkups. Take your pigeons to a veterinarian for regular checkups. Quarantine new birds. Quarantine any new birds before introducing them to your loft. This will help to prevent the spread of disease. Isolate sick birds. Isolate any sick birds immediately to prevent the spread of disease. Parasite control. Regularly treat your pigeons for internal and external parasites. Medication. Administer medication as directed by your veterinarian. Never self-medicate your birds without consulting a vet. Improper use of antibiotics can lead to antibiotic resistance. Postmortem examinations. If a pigeon dies, consider having a postmortem examination performed to determine the cause of death. This can help you to identify and address any health problems in your loft. 5. Training. Gradual progression. Start with short training flights and gradually increase the distance. Consistency. Train your pigeons consistently. Motivation. Motivate your pigeons to return home. This can be done by providing them with food and water upon their return. Weather conditions. Train your pigeons in a variety of weather conditions. Observation. Observe your pigeons during training flights. Pay attention to their speed, direction, and behavior. Route familiarization. Train your pigeons along the race route. Loft flying. Before road training, ensure your pigeons are loft flying well. Single tossing. Consider single tossing your pigeons to improve their homing ability. Don't overtrain. Give your pigeons adequate rest between training flights. 6. Racing. Proper preparation. Ensure that your pigeons are properly prepared for each race. This includes providing them with adequate rest, food, and water. Motivation. Motivate your pigeons to race. Timing systems. Use a reliable timing system to record your pigeons' arrival times. Race results. Analyze your race results to identify areas for improvement. Basket training. Familiarize your birds with the race baskets. Learn the route. Study the race route and understand the prevailing winds and weather patterns. 7. Seek knowledge and mentorship. Join a pigeon racing club. Join a local pigeon racing club. This is a great way to learn from experienced racers and get support. Attend seminars and workshops. Attend seminars and workshops on pigeon racing. Read books and articles. Read books and articles on pigeon racing. Online forums and communities. Participate in online forums and communities dedicated to pigeon racing. Find a mentor. Find an experienced pigeon racer who is willing to mentor you. 8. Record keeping and analysis. Detailed records. Keep detailed records of everything related to your pigeons, including breeding, health, training, and racing. Analyze data. Analyze your data to identify trends and areas for improvement. Use software. Consider using pigeon racing software to manage your records and analyze your data. 9. Experimentation and adaptation. Be willing to experiment. Be willing to experiment with different techniques and approaches. Adapt to your environment. Adapt your strategies to your local environment and racing conditions. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to change your methods if they are not working. 10. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. Enjoy the journey. Pigeon racing is a challenging but rewarding hobby. Focus on the process of learning, improving, and bonding with your pigeons. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged by setbacks. Everyone experiences losses and disappointments. Learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. Celebrate small victories. Celebrate your small victories and accomplishments. This will help you to stay motivated and focused on your goals. Part 3. Addressing guilt and worthlessness specifically. Let's zoom in on the feelings of guilt and worthlessness, as these are particularly corrosive. Guilt. You mentioned feeling guilty. Ask yourself why you feel guilty. Is it because you feel you're not providing adequate care? If so, focus on the actionable steps above to improve care. Is it because you feel you're letting the pigeons down? Remind yourself that you are doing your best, and that you are learning. Perfection is not attainable, and the pigeons are likely getting a higher standard of care than many others. Worthlessness. This is a deeper feeling. Tie your self-worth to more than just your pigeon racing success. You are a person with value, regardless of how your pigeons perform. Remind yourself of your positive qualities, your skills, your relationships, and your contributions to the world. Actionable steps. Write down 5 things you like about yourself. They don't have to be grand achievements. They can be simple qualities like I'm a good listener or I'm a hard worker. Refer to this list when you feel worthless. Identify your values. What is truly important to you in life? This could be things like honesty, kindness, creativity, learning, connection, or purpose. Make sure your actions are aligned with your values. Do something kind for someone else. Helping others can be a powerful way to boost your own self-esteem and sense of worth. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend who is struggling. Challenge the idea that your worth is tied to your pigeons. Your worth is intrinsic, not dependent on external achievements. Take breaks from pigeon racing to focus on other activities you enjoy. This will help you to maintain a healthy perspective and prevent pigeon racing from becoming your sole source of self-worth. Important reminders. It's a process. Improvement takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself and your pigeons. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate every small step forward, both in your pigeon racing and in your mental health journey. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your own progress, not on what other racers are doing. Enjoy the journey. Remember why you started racing pigeons in the first place. Enjoy the process of learning, growing, and connecting with your birds. Seek support. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. You are not alone. Many pigeon racers experience setbacks and challenges. Remember that you are not alone, and there are people who care about you and want to help. Prioritize your mental health. Take care of yourself. Your well-being is paramount. In conclusion, improving your pigeon racing and your mental health are intertwined. By addressing both aspects with a combination of professional help, self-care, dedication to learning, and realistic expectations, you can create a more fulfilling and enjoyable experience. Remember to be kind to yourself, celebrate your progress, and never give up on your goals. I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me. A comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeon's drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin with. While I can provide guidance, it's essential to start with pigeons of good genetic quality. Guidance on feeding schedules and methods, tailored from Sunday to Saturday, to optimize your pigeon's performance. The understanding that there are no big secrets or magical products that guarantee success in pigeon racing. Instead, success hinges on developing a racing system that suits your loft and pigeons. I'm committed to providing full support even after you receive this information, as I want to see you succeed in pigeon racing. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need further assistance. Remember, the key to winning in pigeon racing lies in knowledge, dedication, and continuous improvement.